How tired are you?
Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday night, and that means anything and everything is up for discussion here on PTV. I am your host, Jeff Sylvia, reporting for duty. A very tired yet excited Shannon Sylvia is here. Hi, Shannon.
I'm so tired.
Tired.
Probably going to see me yawn throughout the show. Nobody take it personally. Just been a long week already. Honey, we have so much to look forward to. We are going to New Orleans this week, finally, for the Bad Santa pub crawl.
Yes, we are.
Thank God. A vacation.
December 8th. It is here. It is here. We leave 48 hours from now. Just about.
My
we'll
God.
Be gearing up and off to New Orleans.
So needed. So looking forward to be gone for 5 days. So wish you guys were there. I know some of you in the chat are going to be there. And if you're not going to be there, you better be there next year. I don't know if there is going to be another one next year. They're saying that the founder of the Bad Santa pub crawl may make this his last year.
You said that.
I don't understand how that's going to work, because that's why we go out there. But
it's rumored this might be the last one. That would be awful if that was the case. They'd probably start another one, I would think. I would think they'd just start another one.
Who's they?
Well, there's more than one person that's put this on. There's a group.
Well, it's usually Kurt McCain.
And Del.
Well, Del wasn't the founder of it. He was a patron. But it just we cannot wait to go. And so it's good to see you guys back. Jeff, we have a guest tonight. And
we do. We have a great guest coming up later in the show. Kai Rose is going to talk to us about nutrition and health and wellness, something that we all want to talk about during the holidays, so we can get rid of some of those holiday pounds. And, Shannon, it really hits home with me because being a heart patient, had a couple of let's just say a couple of bumps in the road this year when it comes to that whole thing. And a lot of our friends are needing some health and wellness. And speaking of which, we do want to give a special shout out to Tim Yancey, who is recovering after a stint in the hospital. And Tim, great friend and great friend of the show as well. We're thinking of you. We wish you well. And we hope that you're on the road to recovery. And Shane, we also got a birthday today. You know whose birthday it is? Good friend of ours.
Oh, who did I say happy birthday to today? Do I even know about this?
Yeah, Rob McGuire, Mac.
Oh, Mac. I'm sorry. Yeah. I remember saying something about a grilled cheese earlier today. I just had to think about it.
We have a friend who's an absolute super taster. He eats, I think his diet consists of French fries, and Kai is going to be like cringing in her shoes right now. French fries, grilled cheese sandwiches with bacon, spaghetti, and steak.
He only eats those four things.
Those are his four major food groups.
No fruits, no vegetables, does not eat anything else because it's a texture thing for him. So there is an actual word for people like that. It's been scientifically proven that they're super tasters. Indeed. Their taste buds are not like ours. And it's not healthy, but he can't help it. It's not anything that they can do anything about. They've actually, he's in the military, and they've actually tried to give him some counseling over it, but at the VA, there's not any qualified technicians over there to deal with this problem.
No,
but it's his birthday.
The more that we hear about that is that we do hear more people are in that same boat, Shane. It's not that uncommon to see that. It's
not that uncommon. I mean, usually these people end up on TV on some kind of show. So we happen to know somebody that should get on his show with his eating habits. He really eats French fries every day. French fries, grilled cheese, spaghetti, and steak, and that is it. He's never had a hamburger.
True story. Never
eaten a hamburger. Never eaten a piece of fruit or vegetable. He can't do it. It's just strange. It's strange. I
Who
think
does that?
Happy birthday, Mac. I wouldn't make you a cake today because I knew that you wouldn't eat it. Screw it.
Anyway. And it is a little lonely out here. And I will say, Shannon, that you were bringing it up before the show. This is the very first time that you and I have been like without puppies. It's like having the kids have left the nest. You know,
So weird.
Jackie's passed. God rest his soul. We love him. We miss him every day. And our little Meadow is now off on adventures on her own, isn't she, kid?
Meadow, I brought her to my mom's tonight because my mom has a black cockapoo puppy that's 9 months old, and the puppy wants to play with Meadow. I did say cock and poo in the same. It's a shitty dog.
Yeah.
Anywho,
we have some fun tonight.
Willow wants to play so badly with Meadow, but my Meadow, and we were laughing about this because I think Meadow's just only known white dogs, and this is a black dog, so we don't know what her problem is.
Oh, God.
I'm not racist. I don't know what my child is.
Just
but
don't go. The hate mail.
Send the hate mail. She does not get along with this dog.
Send the hate mail to Shannon at pararocktv.com. Yes.
My dog wants to kill her, so I've purchased 2 muzzles. The second one was more effective tonight, and Meadow is sleeping over Grammy's house tonight for the first time without us. Like, the first time ever. We do not have a sitter.
There is a little background story to this, Shannon. As was the case with Jackie. When we lost our Dalmatian, we brought home Meadow to meet Jackie. And Jackie at the time wanted to kill Meadow for a good solid week and a half.
Oh, big time.
And Meadow has been no different. She is a lovely, lovely little creature. The most docile.
Yeah.
Most, like, we call her a beanbag because she's just like that. But you get her around other dogs, and Shannon, describe what happens.
Well, I did post a picture of it about a week ago on Facebook.
Oh my God. She looked like she was possessed.
Her nose goes straight up, and it means that the gums go up, her teeth are out, and she was trying to bite Willow, whose head was right in front of my camera, and I was behind her taking the photo.
Oh, my God.
Wants to kill that dog. But we have been getting updates every hour on my phone. I kid you not. I've already received 4 of them since I left the house.
So good to us.
Meadow was eating dinner, and they were both dogs were sitting on the couch tonight side by side without any sign of blood oozing from either of them. So I think by putting a muzzle on Meadow, it's one of those soft mesh ones. It's not don't start writing your complaints.
Yeah,
it's a soft one so that she doesn't bite the puppy.
I don't want to talk about it.
And they were sitting on the couch side by side, like Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony. I wish you would. You know what? If you would have said that earlier, I would probably get the sound clip for that because that was a perfect intro there.
They're actually getting along. So Meadow's going to sleep with my stepfather tonight, and Willow's going to sleep with my mother. And when I get the report in the morning, we're going to see if we can go muzzle free for the rest of our lives.
Free.
This is wonderful. We love our dog sitter like she's our own daughter. I love, love, love Emily. I want to pay her and support her college education. However, it's just much cheaper if my mother can watch the dog while we're away.
Yes, I know.
And I think it's beneficial for Meadow to play with somebody. Normally, she would be here alone now because now that Jackie's gone, and Emily would come in and check on her. But it's about time my daughter made some friends.
Yeah,
so
I think so. It's about time we socialize.
This is a big day for us. So I got out of the shower. There was no dog licking my legs, and there's nobody here at the studio hanging out on the couch, and we're so lonely.
I know, it's different.
This is why I need a pig.
It's like, no, you don't.
Pot-bellied pig.
You're going to send it back. We don't, honey, we live in a condo.
I found one. $500 in Spencer. Yeah, there's a little tiny polka dotted pink pig. It's got little polka dots all over it. I want it for Christmas, Santa. Please.
Yeah, right after we move out to the farm, honey, because we live in a condo. Not a farm. Condo. Jesus.
Probably gonna buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it'll go right back out the door. I promise.
Come on.
No, we can't.
We can muzzle it so it doesn't squeal like Jeff Fielder's pig.
Jesus, no. We can't do that.
Oh, so ear-piercingly loud that there's no doubt the entire neighborhood heard that pig squeal. That's not normal.
No. I think it is. I think it is. And especially if you're going to be trying to bring, these animals. You think about how pigs usually live in drones and slop, and then you're going to bring them into a condo.
They live in drones, like the kind that Iraq claims they just captured.
Yeah.
They go for flights.
All right, kids. Well, on Sundays, guys, make sure to tune in here to Para Rock TV. It's Ville TV coming up this Sunday, the big premiere with Sean and Kat, who are just married, fresh out of the Vegas chapel. And they're going to be bringing you the world of Louisville, Kentucky, which Shannon and I always felt to be a lot like a mini Hollywood. There's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of artistry. There's good bands. Music scene is great. Artists, great restaurants. Great place to go.
I think so too. I'm with you.
And so make sure you guys check it out Sunday, starting right here at 6 p.m. on Para Rock TV. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter, Facebook, and the new iPhone app. is available for your iPhone and your Android. Your handheld devices, all available through the markets and on Ustream as well. Make sure you guys say hello to everyone at the DLF Foundation of Music. DLFmusic.com is where you find those folks that are supporting transcendental meditation in our youth, which is pretty cool because it learns the kids to mellow out a little bit. Instead of just feeding them full of Ritalin and drugs to calm them down, we're going to make them chill with a little bit of transcendental meditation. If it works, then we'll have a better society, Shannon.
I'm hoping so.
I'm hoping so too. And the Boys and Girls Clubs of America are indeed the positive place for kids. Make sure you guys are following us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Simply search Pararock. And you can find all of the shows in their entirety, which is pretty cool because we are a YouTube partner. And we'd love to have you guys come see us over there because we can only keep the stuff up on Ustream for a little while. Then we've got to roll our stuff. So when it's rolled out from Ustream, you can find it on YouTube forever and ever. Ever and ever. Now, this first story is going to piss a lot of people off. I know it pissed me off, Shannon. And what I'm talking about is the push-ups for punishment that has now made national news out of Providence, Rhode Island. And if Jim Jones is listening or in the chat room, I'd like Jim to call in because he is law enforcement. And I want to know, after I read the story, how he feels about this. 4 police officers from Rhode Island are being investigated for making 5 boys do push-ups on the side of the road for punishment for damaging a mailbox. That was what they did. They damaged a mailbox and they had to do push-ups. Acting North Providence Police Chief Paul Martinelli said a woman called police Friday morning to report her mailbox was damaged. Officers soon found a bright yellow sports car that matched the description. He said several teenagers were inside. Mayor Charles Lombardi told WPRO AM on Monday that officers thought the best way to reprimand the teens was to have them do push-ups. Okay. A neighbor videotaped the stop, and that's I'm sorry, guys, that the screenshot there is a little bit blurry, but that's a screenshot from the videotaped excerpt from the neighbor who stopped across the street and then posted it online. The video shows 4 police cars parked in a residential neighborhood behind the yellow car. People can be seen doing more than a dozen push-ups next to the police cars, while 4 uniformed officers watched. Once they were done doing their push-ups, they were allowed to leave. Martinelli said on Monday the officers took the boys' names but did not write out a police report until after WJIR contacted the department Friday asking for comment. The parents of the boys, all residents of North Providence, were later notified. He said he would not comment on the parents' reactions. Martinelli said that he was ordering an internal investigation and would not immediately comment on whether the officers' actions were appropriate or inappropriate. He said he had heard from many people during the weekend about the officers' actions. Some people say it was the right thing to do. Others say it was absolutely the wrong thing to do. The question is, was it the professional thing to do? Here's the twist, Shannon. Martinelli is acting chief because Chief John Whiting was recently convicted of stealing money from a stripper's pocketbook.
Oh, man.
After a car chase last year.
Why do I not care?
So the North Providence Police Department is kind of already in disarray. Chief John Whiting has made a disgrace of the department by being convicted of stealing money from the stripper's pocketbook. Okay, so they already have a bad rap in the news, and here they go. They're getting more of a bad rap because of this whole push-up thing. Now, here's my thing. I do not think for a minute that they did the wrong thing, and I don't think they should be under scrutiny at all. And I want to know what you guys in the chat room think. If it was my kid, I would rather have him learn a lesson that way than to be put through the system. I think it's awful that there's so many police officers out there that are so ready to write a traffic ticket. You know, you think about it, the points on the insurance, the day in court. You know, you got to hire an attorney if it's something serious. I mean, they could have been cited for driving to endanger. You know, for all intents and purposes. I think they did the right thing, Shannon, and I really am upset. I'm upset and disappointed that the general public would try to call them out. And here's some of the comments that are pretty interesting. One of the comments that I saw on one of the mainstream news shows was that the police chief, the acting police chief, whose name again is Paul Martinelli, says that the officers could have been putting the children in harm's way, in danger, because doing push-ups, they could have injured a muscle, They could have fallen down and cracked their
Right.
teeth. Yeah. I think we're getting way too politically correct with this thing, Shan.
Well, I agree. I mean, I'm torn. I'm on the fence in this whole thing. I mean, yeah, I think that sitting in an overcrowded jail would have been a complete waste of time. But these kids, did they really pay the price for what they did by doing a couple of push-ups? Do you think they really learned their lesson, or are they high-fiving all their friends at school saying they just got off? I mean, really, I don't think that they've learned a lesson just because of that.
Wow.
When their own police department's not backing up the policemen, they're going, poo on you. Look what we just did. We got away with it. High five.
Well, I'll disagree with you. I'll disagree with you because I think that they will learn a lesson, much like football coaches do. If you lose or if you made a bad play, if you fumble the football, if you don't take care of things on the end, you end up doing push-ups in the field. And I don't think any harm can be done from that. I really, truly don't.
This is a criminal activity the coach is putting you through.
Well, we do have a call on their line. Go ahead, caller. You're on Up for Discussion Live with Jeff and Shannon and Sylvia.
Hey, guys. It's Big Jim from Maryland. How are you?
Hey, our police officer friend, Mr. Jim Jones, calling in from Maryland, and always glad to have your opinion on things. What do you think about this, Jim?
Well, I see no problem in it. I mean, I went through the police academy for 6 months. And you can even look at the DI cross-side, and you have to drop down and give them 20. I've done more push-ups when I was in high school, when I was out there on a football field or out there on a baseball field. You screwed up, you paid for it. Mm-hmm. But the fact of the matter, like years ago, I know many retired Baltimore City police officers, and if the parents weren't around and the kids screwed up, the police actually took action. They used to beat their asses when if they screwed up. I mean, if they were caught out there, if they lied, they got a smack across the lips. I mean, that's what happened. But the thing was, people didn't go out there and break the law like they do now. Mm-hmm. Now they just smack on the back of the hand. I deal with a lot of juvenile cases, and the parents would step up to the plate and actually take some responsibility for their kids instead of letting them run rampant everywhere. You know what? We wouldn't have the problems like we have now. But the worst thing that would happen years ago, if they escalated to actually do things, the worst thing that could have happened to them, they would have got a wood shampoo. But the fact of the matter is, people have got to take responsibility for their kids. Mm-hmm. And you know what? If I even go even further, I go out there and make their parents go out there in the middle of the street and drop and give me 20 on top of that.
And I think that's the best point to be made. Is that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, Jim. And if this behavior is such that the parents are ones that are kind of indicative of it, sure, I think it should go all the way up the food chain. And it's a funny subject because it's the same society, however, that back in the day, and I'm not afraid to admit it. If you screwed up, you got the ruler on the knuckles, or you got kicked in the ass. And today you can't do that because your child will call up, special services or social services, and have you arrested. Unfortunately, and this is the same system that will hold the parents accountable. But I think that they also handcuff the parents at the same time when it comes to that, because you can't really punish a kid the way you used to, because now it's considered abuse.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, when I screwed up, I went out there. Of course, when I was younger, I drank and I went out there and did things, and then I never did any illicit drugs. I did drink. Yeah, I drank beer underage. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I got a smack on the ass, and you know what? That straightened me up, and look where I am today. And I thank my parents for doing that. And if I actually had kids of my own, I'd be doing the same thing. I mean, straighten them out, you give them a swat right across the ass, and you let them know who's boss. But the problem of it is that the parents won't take responsibility. They make excuses up, and it's like everybody's feelings are hurt. Well, you know what? My feelings were hurt when I was growing up too. But you know what? You suck it up and move on. And that's the problem in this country today. Nobody wants to take responsibility, and they want to shirk it off on the government. And when you get government involved in a lot of things tend to go wrong. Trust me, I've been in for over 17 years, and I ought to know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, Jim, as always, we appreciate your take on things, especially from the position of law enforcement. You deal with it every day. And thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for calling in. And again,
hey, thank you. And hey, Jeff, I also want to take and send out my prayers to Dennis and Patty Hancock. They're heading to
tomorrow.
Yes, they are.
For the execution tomorrow morning.
Yes,
and
they are.
my thoughts and prayers are with them, and may justice be swift and just, cold served, and may that monster who perpetrated that crime on their daughter, may God never give him any kind of peace whatsoever.
Very good, Jim, and I think we're all in agreement with that. Always good to talk to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You guys have a good one there.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
All right, Mr. Big Jim Jones, our law enforcement guy that calls in, tells us what the scoop is. Always good to have a consultant in law enforcement, Shan.
No problem.
Yes, indeed. All right, guys, we'll be right back with your Facebook fan photos of the week. And who does that? With
Yay.
your only Shannon Sylvia. Stick around. You're watching Up for Discussion on Para Rock TV. The show is brought to you in part by Shan Cakes, fondant cakes, buttercream cakes, and cupcakes for any occasion. Yummy and delicious signature cupcakes only found at Shan Cakes, 31 Middle Street, Leominster, Mass. Visit them online at www.shancakes.com or call them today at 978-840-4343.
It's okay to cheat on your same old network with us. We won't tell.
And now back to Up for Discussion right here on Para Rock TV.
Now when you're down and feeling bleak, oh baby, it's time for the Facebook fan photo of the week. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And a big thank you to Ross McGinnis there. These are your Facebook fan photos of the week. We gather them, we share them, and indeed we love them. And going in the spirit of kids and how to take care of kids, maybe problem kids, this is perhaps a good suggestion from Dawn in Nevada. This is the Kids Get Along t-shirt. So when you and your brother are not getting along, I think this is a very formidable form of punishment.
Oh, for a second I thought that was two girls from that reality show.
No, it's not. It's not. But
Oh.
I think that is a very formidable form
Get
of
along.
punishment, Shannon. If you're not going to get along, wear the same damn
That's
t-shirt.
awesome.
And don't bother me till dinner time. What do you think?
If there was one leg missing out of that picture, I would actually be convinced that this was a conjoined situation.
It's not.
But it's not.
just the Get Along t-shirt.
I know. Just trying to make drama out of nothing.
Our second Facebook fan photo comes to us from Liz in New York. Great title under this one. When the storm, when Hurricane Sandy gives you trees, what do? You make drums. That's what you do.
This is something Mick would do.
For
Where
all
is
you
he
drummers
today?
out there, especially Mick from Mick's Rock Madness and our buddy Scott Rockenfield, this one's for you, buddy, from Liz in New York. Thank you for that one. And in the spirit of Christmas, this one comes all the way from Berlin, Germany, from Greta. And that's what that's what downtown Berlin looks like right now, Shane. Very festive, very pretty.
Are there
in the spirit
people
of
inside
Christmas.
that chandelier, or is this just
Are they
a big
people? No, I think that's kind of an optical illusion. They may be seeing.
they're just
through the
walking behind it?
Yeah, only you would think of that. Maybe you should.
It really does. You know what? It does look like those people are suspended off the ground. Sorry,
That's how rumors get started.
not me.
All right, thank you guys all for those Facebook fan photos of the week, and thank you to Ross McGinnis. You can catch his new CD, Break the Cycle, alive right now.
I need one, by the way, for
Yes.
Rick.
Okay, we'll give you one.
Okay.
It is on what site is it on, Shannon?
What?
His Break the Cycle.
Oh, that
What's the
website
site?
where
What's the site?
recording artists have their stuff up there.
Yes, Ross, you can type it in. Feel free to give yourself a shameless plug, buddy. Yes. And RossMcGinnis.com, I know that's one of the sites. And it's like, it's not GoDaddy. I have GoDaddy on the brain. I don't know
No,
what the hell it
I'm
is, but-
too tired to remember.
Yeah, I know I am too. But all right, Shan, let's get you going. Your favorite section of this program?
Section.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, when you hear that music, it can only mean one thing. It's that segment of the program when Shannon Sylvia asks, "Who does that?" And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Shannon Sylvia.
Last segment was brought to you by cdbaby.com.
Yes.
That's the answer to that question.
That's the answer to the question. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, buddy. Sometime, that's how you know this is a live show. Yes.
Actually, it wasn't the website I was thinking of. There's another where music artists have their music up there, but the one we're talking about is CD Baby.
CD Baby.
Anywho, all right, let's do some Who Does That.
Let's do it.
First story comes out of Mineola. What?
I'm sorry. We don't make this shit up. These are just a riot.
I didn't even say the story yet.
I'm just particularly thrilled. Well, I get a head start on them, so. Why are you looking at me like that? You don't think I see your shit first?
Friggin' weirdo. Just having his own party over here. I haven't even read the story yet.
Oh.
All right. Let's try to get through where this story comes from. Mineola, New York. Don't know where that is.
Who does that?
Do you even need me? You want to just? Why didn't you read the story tonight? You want to do a Who Does That?
Go ahead, honey.
All right. Authorities in New York say a man was arrested for driving while intoxicated. Not unusual. It happens quite often. However, this man was trying to drive home from a hearing for a DWI. Oops.
I'm sorry. How else would you go to a hearing for DUI but smashed and sauced off your ass?
Poor Lindsay Lohan. Michael Nolan, only 59 years old, of Freeport, appeared Tuesday in Nassau County Court in Mineola on aggravated DWI charge from August, and court officers noticed he smelled of alcohol and seemed unsteady during the status conference, the New York Post reported Wednesday.
Steady as she goes.
I swear to God, this is Lindsay Lohan in a costume.
You say, is this Lindsay Lohan's uncle?
Yeah.
That's how rumors
She was just in New York.
Yeah.
The district attorney.
Partying. I heard they were partying together. Maybe that's it.
Oh, God. You know what? I would actually like to hang out with her. I think it'd be kind of fun to see somebody else go down a train wreck path other than myself for once. The district attorney asked a police officer to follow Nolan when he left the courthouse. He was immediately pulled over after climbing into his 2008 Toyota Tacoma and driving a few feet down the road.
A few feet. You know you're bad when you
Not
only
miles,
make it a
folks.
few feet.
The man was swiftly arrested on a DWI.
Swiftly.
Who does that?
How is he going to defend that one in court the next time?
Swiftly arrested after only a few feet.
I actually just added that in.
You did good.
Oh, Lordy. Anywho, second story comes out of Dubai, where my fellow co-star Rob Demarest has been living in the past few years. Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. They wear turbans and play with camels. All right, an Irishman and a British woman accused of having sex in the back of a Dubai taxi were sentenced to 3 months in jail, followed by deportation.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Wow, that's pretty harsh. But you know what? You don't screw around in Dubai.
In a taxi.
Connor McRedmond, I'm assuming is the Irishman.
Connor McRedmond.
And Rebecca Blake pled guilty? Why does it say pleaded? Pleaded guilty to consumption of alcohol in public, but they pleaded not guilty to charges of breach of honor with consent and committing to an indecent act in a taxi.
Hey, you know what?
The Independent reported.
If you're going to get a little something in the back of a taxi, I don't think that's dishonorable at all.
Where would they? Why
Just
can't you
saying.
just wait until you get home? I don't.
Just saying.
Something's weird.
It's called the moment. Seize the moment.
So they said they weren't guilty of this. However, they were convicted despite DNA tests failing to find traces of intercourse in the taxi cab.
Oh,
Ew.
they got the black light out.
A lawyer representing the pair said on Thursday they were sentenced to 3 months in jail, followed by deportation. That means they're not allowed to go back.
Right.
Police said Blake was straddling McRedmond in the back of the taxi and was moaning for 2 minutes and making the sounds of a woman having sex.
I should have had some Barry White queued up behind us. I'm sorry, folks. My bad.
The driver then beckoned over a police officer who then saw the pair engaging in sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
So not only does an officer see them screwing and they don't seem to care, the taxi cab guy watches them having sex and they're denying it.
That's because she was straddling and swashbuckling all at the same time. Who does that? On the way from
No shame. They just don't care. And they're going to continue on.
And why not?
But he said all this happened in 2 minutes. You're telling me that the guy caught them having sex,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
waved over a police officer, the guy got out of his car, went to the window, and they were still having sex all in 2 minutes.
Yeah, Sean McLovin right now is saying, two bum chump forever. All right, Ken.
Yeah, so anywho, all right. This next story, final story, comes out of Chicago, Illinois, where I have the most layovers. A Chicago TV station spent about 15 minutes reporting on a plane crash that turned out to be simulated for the TV series called Chicago Fire. Oops. 15 minutes reporting on a live plane crash that was simulated for the filming of a television show.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are asses. WGN-TV reported on the crash, which was a simulated scene around 8 a.m. on Friday for the NBC series Chicago Fire, complete with a small plane and its left wing splintered off, police cars, an ambulance, and extras acting as spectators.
Specular.
What is a specular? Oh my God. What's a specular? Anywho, police said they did not receive any calls about the fake plane crash. But the Chicago Fire Department sent out an alert asking residents to disregard the scene and allow the filming.
Who does that?
But they had to be first on the scene with the news story.
Yeah, well, I just want to see when the Cambridge Police Department and Fire Department gets dispatched for an episode of Fringe that we watch all the time. That shit's crazy.
I'm sorry. I hate to tell you, but half those scenes are not filmed in Massachusetts.
That shit's crazy.
If anybody watches Fringe, can you please in the chat room just acknowledge they can't spell Manhattan right? There are 2 T's in Manhattan, not 1.
Yes, indeed. All right, Shannon Sylvia, great job as usual. When we come back, nutrition expert Kai Rose joins us to help shed those holiday pounds. You are watching Up for Discussion live here on Pair Rock TV. We'll be right back after this. All right, so webcasting's been around for a while. When you think of webcasting, do you think of this? Well, if you do, check out this.
Yeah, you guys should have heard him during the break. I'm sorry, I just have to throw you under the bus here, but all of a sudden we hear a random, wow, I look hot.
This is Pair Rock TV, live dynamic television with an interactive chat. It's going to change the way you watch. Check out tomorrow's media today. ParaRockTV.com.
It's not acceptable to call me a nigger.
It's not acceptable to call me a spick.
To call me a chink.
To call me a fag.
It's not acceptable to call me a kike.
It's not acceptable to call me a retard or call yourself or your friends retarded when they do something foolish.
The R word is the same as every minority slur. Treat it that way and don't use it.
Spread the word to end the word.
When you or someone you love needs licensed health care, Pacific Health Services gives you an option to enjoy life in your own home. Licensed RN and LVN nurses come to you when you need them. Physical, speech, and respiratory therapy are only some of the specialties that you can now get in the privacy and comfort of your home, along with diabetic, trach, and cardio care. Certified by Medicare and accredited by the National Joint Commission, Pacific Health Services are there every step of the way to make your home health easy and carefree. Call today at 213-387-9552 or ask your doctor to fax to 213-387-9553. You can also visit them at PacificHealthServicesAtHome.com. Get the care you need and enjoy life in your own home today. This message paid for by Pacific Health Services, Los Angeles, California.
Shantown rocks. Shantown rocks.
Shantown rocks. Shantown rocks. Shantown rocks. Shantown rocks.
Shantown rocks.
Catman. Shantown totally rocks. Carl Lawson. And Shantown rocks. Shantown rocks.
It's not acceptable to call me a nigger.
It's not acceptable to call me a spick.
To call me a chink.
To call me a fag.
It's not acceptable to call me a kike.
It's not acceptable to call me a retard or call yourself or your friends retarded when they do something foolish.
The R word is the same as every minority slur. Treat it that way and don't use it.
Spread the word to end the word.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Last night you had the enchilada combo platter. This morning, the 3-cheese omelet with broccoli. This afternoon, you're a ticking time bomb. Because of you, a simple elevator ride is suddenly a 42-floor plummet into the very bowels of hell.
You take my breath away.
Who did it? Who cares? Sweet mercy, please just someone light a match.
Sweet, sweet mercy.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh ninja of the nasty. And while you're at it, crack open a window.
Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Hi, I'm Bill Murphy from Fact or Fake Paranormal File. You're watching Power Rock TV.
Really? Oh, little Pip. We have 200 of them. That's it.
Hey everyone, this is Scott Rockenfield from Queensrÿche, and you're watching Terror Rock TV.
All right, joining us now live via Skype, physician's assistant and nutritional expert, Kai Rose. Kai, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing tonight?
Oh, we're wonderful. Thanks so much for joining us. And we're glad to have you, especially at this time of the year where everybody's trying to shed a few holiday pounds and, get healthy. Everybody's making their New Year's resolutions coming up. But we have a lot to talk about because, as most of us know, New Year's resolutions come and go. And diets are fads. Shannon, you and I have been on plenty of juice diets here and there. And we want to talk about somebody that kind of just takes on a lifestyle. I mean, something that sticks, not just something that's going to be a flash in the pan. So that's why we've brought you on with us, Kai. And you are a nutritional expert. You've been doing this for quite a while now. Tell us where it all started for you. Was it some revelation in your life that caused you to take on this lifestyle?
Yeah, I think that the whole time since I turned 40, a lot of changes happened in my body, and I think this is very relevant to a lot of people, that your metabolism slows down. And I found myself gaining weight and really feeling very sluggish and low energy. And at about this time as well, I also was starting to question a lot of things in my life. And around the same time, I joined a spiritual community. And with the two blending, I did a lot of work with my healing on myself, on my emotional body. But I also started to work on my physical body. And so the two sort of blended together. And I did make a significant choice at one point in my life to surrender totally to a higher power and to guide me where I was supposed to go. And so little by little, I started to make choices that were different in my life, to eat differently and to work at losing weight and to make something happen differently on a regular basis so that I could move forward to become the person that I knew I could become with the body that I could have. And it's not really talking about the body with the figure or the measurements that I was looking for. It was the body that felt healthy and felt clear and didn't have aches and didn't have low energy, where I would wake up in the morning feeling really clear-minded and feeling happy. And all of this evolved step by step, where I would do Weight Watchers first, and then I would become more into learning about Ayurvedic medicine and learning about the different body types. And all of this just started to unfold until at the last big change was when P90X came into my life in about 2008, and I had two friends join me because I said, I can't do this alone, and I wanted to have some support. And the three of us went on an adventure, and in 90 days, transformed our minds, bodies, and spirit, because we all became extremely happy. Not only did we lose weight and get muscular and start looking different, where my body actually started to shrink. My weight didn't shrink that much, but my body shrank. But more importantly, we became joyous. And it was really a huge experience for me, to the first time to exercise and enjoy it, to look forward to that and to want to share it with others. So, it's just a whole journey, and our life is a journey. So this is my journey to get to the healthiest point that I can be at. And then now I'm sharing it with others. I'm trying to reach out and be a lifestyle trainer for other people, for health, for fitness, for living a balanced life, and to find joy in their life and live their dreams.
Mm-hmm. Well, as most of us can mark, at 40 years old, gravity takes over and stuff starts going to hell. So that's a great place to make the start on the whole thing. Now, I want to talk about P90X because that's something that is near and dear to your heart. You actually met Tony Horton at the P90X camp. I got a picture of you guys up there. Tell us a little bit about that and how that camp was.
Well, the camps were in the beginning of the whole P90X revolution, where Tony would go out and do small weekend gatherings and work out, and he would give his philosophy and share his thoughts about living a balanced life and eating well and incorporating these all into your life. And he has such a down-to-earth attitude about him that it's just do your best and forget the rest is one of his most famous quotes. And it is really all about that, is because every day you're just trying to do your best, and tomorrow you might do it a little bit better. And we learned so much from him, and it was just really energizing to be around him and to see that, he would stumble, he would fall, he would have so much humor when he worked out. And, this is all not so serious. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be the way you want to have your life unfold, is that something you do every day brings you joy. And they were certainly fun. We still work out with him when we go to our yearly meetings, and he is very, very humble, and he's a wonderful guy, and I really, really honor him. He has put together a wonderful program that is probably one of the best programs ever in time to help people to transform their body, and to do it with just a lot of laughter and a lot of fun. But you have to be committed, and you have to have a desire to be a new you, and you have to get up every day and push play and work hard. And they didn't think this was going to fly. They didn't think people wanted to work hard, wanted to work out 6 days a week. But that want to get fit and want to be healthy, and they get up every day and they do this, and it really has helped the masses to get healthy. The people that really want to do that for their life and make their life healthy and happy, and for their families, for their kids. It's just been great.
Now, how old a guy is Tony? I've always wanted to know that.
He is 54, I believe, this year. And he is in better shape now than when he did P90X.
I can imagine. I mean, the guy looks like he's 30 years old. He's ripped. He's healthy. And you hit upon a key thing there. It's like a lot of people, get into these fitness programs. They have great, desire to get into them, and they start off all gangbusters. but it has to be fun. It has to be something that, once it starts to suck, and it will, because it's a serious lifestyle change. I mean, if you're used to eating the fried food, if you're used to eating the sweets, and you haven't exercised, it's an incredible lifestyle change, and it does suck for a while. It's something that you have to get used to, but if you can put a fun factor into it, and my mom always said, it's a good hurt when you feel like you've accomplished something. I think that sense of accomplishment carries you a long way, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And that is what I try to really help with my customers, because with Beachbody, every person that buys a program, we're so committed to having them be successful, is that Beachbody actually gives every single customer a coach. And so that is what I've developed into, is to being a coach. And we want to encourage people to be successful. We want to empower them to, do their program. We want to stay connected with them and help to motivate them. And, that's where we have success. And sometimes you picked a program that isn't something that makes you happy, and it feels like it's not a good fit. And then what we can help them do is to find a better fit for them, to say, oh, this is what you like to do, maybe look at this one. But it's really the best thing about it is to try to really use what people really want to do with their life, what they find is fun, to work with that.
Just like I always say, it's all
Is that your phone?
I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me
think it's a commercial.
All right, let's just bounce out of that for a second. Yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
For Father Ashcraft. He asks if he was to be part of this program to start working on the P90X. He has high blood pressure. Do you have any concerns or suggestions that you could make for someone that has high blood pressure and wants to work out that hard?
Well, what you always want to do is you always want to get, okay from your physician about what kind of level of activity you can do. But we have programs that cover all different levels for all different people. We have something that's entry level, Slim and 6, which really anybody could do, whether they be 100 or 200 pounds overweight. We have Tai Chang, which is a great program for just strengthening and helping people with coordination if they're a rehab patient after a stroke, or anyone that's on the later in life wants to get into exercise and first get balance and get strength. We really have something for everybody, and so the medical issues can be worked with. I have people who say, I have knee problems, I have shoulder problems, which program can I use? And then we can design that. We can always modify. And that's where the coach comes in, helping them to say, don't do that particular exercise until you've strengthened your body part that's weakened. And I've seen people who are, graduates of P90X that came in with severely disfigured backs and broken backs and really difficult shoulder injuries, and that have strengthened themselves through these programs and are now doing well. Of course, you have to do it with modification. You have to go slow with it, but it's amazing what people have done in transforming their bodies where they have had really difficult issues and limitations.
And we're not talking about looking like Barbie. I mean, there's a lot of pressure put on, I think, people today, especially young ladies, to be very thin, to be, 6 foot tall and zero body fat. We're talking about being healthy. We're talking about feeling good. We're talking about achieving a long life. And, personal experience, I can certainly relate to that. Over the years, I've been through a situation where there's some medical problems and there's some heart issues. And not only, sometimes it doesn't have to be fun, it has to keep you alive. And it has to be something that can, show the doctor when you go in for the 6-month checkup that your numbers are improving. So there's a lot of motivating factors there besides just losing weight, looking good, and maybe having fun is a health factor that really comes into play.
Absolutely. But and that's where nutrition comes into play, because I think that it really is the most important aspect of a lifestyle change is to learn how to eat better, because when you feel better, you will actually want to do more and your body will want to move. And that's really been interesting. We have a product, Shakeology, which is a drink that has 70 ingredients in it, and it's loaded with superfoods and greens and antioxidants. And your vitamins and your minerals. And I've seen people where they start taking this in, and what it does is it really helps their body to get this nutrition and then to start to desire more of the same. You know, when we eat French fries, like you were talking before, we crave French fries. And when we eat sugar, we crave sugar. And when you start to eat fruits and vegetables and start to eat clearer and healthier foods, you actually start to crave them. And so when these foods are introduced into our body little by little, and where you can handle taking in these foods, and you can fit it into your day, and it doesn't feel like you're being overwhelmed or you're denying yourself from the food choices that you're used to, and you do this little by little, you can actually totally transform your taste buds to want to desire these clearer foods, these healthier foods, these lighter foods, and your body actually wants to move.
You're exactly right, and I will jump in and attest to that. With God and Shannon Sylvia as my witness, I went from eating crap. I went from eating, chicken wings and fried food and not really caring, and pizza and different things. I went from doing that to, my doctor said, the best thing you can do for yourself is eat a salad every day. Load it up with stuff. It's volume food. It's healthy. It doesn't pack on the calories, but it takes up the space and it fills you. And I can honestly say that after many weeks now of doing that, and a couple, 22 pounds lighter, I crave salad. I truly do. And if I ate a French fry right now, I feel like I would be sucking off the bottom of a grease trap. So, guys, she speaks the truth. You can make changes. And, I do want to say, what you were talking about before sounds like a little bit of a cleansing. And Shannon and I have done that. We've done the juice diet, where you go to the store and you spend $48 on vegetables and you come out and you get this much juice, and you do it for, 7 or 14 days, and you want to eat the flesh off your bone of your arm. How does the cleansing help people? I mean, everybody seems to want to go through this cleansing period. Is it something you have to do for a long time? Is it something that you do periodically? How do you fit that into what you're talking about?
Well, I really have been doing a lot of cleansing for the last 15 years, and I one thing I do is I cleanse when I feel that I need to cleanse. What's interesting, though, is that a lot of these foods are cleansing on a regular basis. You can be eating these healthier foods, and they're actually helping your colon to clear itself out and to allow your liver to process and move through all the toxins that it has stored, which is its job. There is, a multitude of products out there that help you to cleanse, but really the gentlest way to do it is where you can eat and where you can be happy with what you're taking in while you're cleansing. So a lot of very harsh cleanses out there, and I actually recommend that people do not cleanse unless they're working with someone that can guide them through it. Usually a homeopathic, a naturopath, an Ayurvedic practitioner, a colon hydrotherapist. These people are trained to get you on a program that you can utilize to clear and cleanse whatever part of your body that's working that's necessary to cleanse, but also to do it in a safe way, because when you start dumping these toxins into your bloodstream that are coming out of your lymph glands and are coming out of your liver, it actually starts to pollute the bloodstream. And you start to feel a little crappy unless you're really being able to eliminate the toxins. So it's really great to do the cleansing, but to do it in a proper way. We just came out with a cleanse, 21-day cleanse on Beachbody, and it's a wonderful cleanse because you get to eat 3 wonderful meals a day with all these beautiful salads and all these vegetarian offerings and these great grains that are sort of a little bit less popular than just rice and spaghetti and things like that. And I never felt as good as ever when I was on the reset. I slept better than I ever have in my whole life. And I actually redid it again just a few weeks ago because I was yearning to get back to that wonderful sleep and waking up with clear mind and clear eyes and clear energy and ready to start the day. How many people wake up like just jumping out of bed feeling awesome? And when you eat well and your digestion is happy and all of those things are working well, then you feel good.
Well, Shannon Sylvia does every day. She wakes up wanting to make cakes, spread joy and happiness throughout her community. She is just a bundle of energy, jumping out of bed, full of vigor, looking like she does. She's amazing. Right, Shannon?
As I poison the community. That's great. Thank you.
But, you make a great point there. Education is so important, and everybody, feeds you the lines and tries to get, you go to the classes and you do all the stuff and you sign up for the meals and all. It sounds like so repetitive, but education truly is the key. If we really understood that we are what we eat. It's the oldest saying in the world, but it's so true. And I can attest to that. I mean, you eat good food, you feel energized. You feel great about things. You have a sense of being that is much better than when you're eating like crap. I mean, you just no other way to put it.
I want to know what Kai's poison is. What do you do? What's your idea of
what's
bad
your big
food?
Cheating day?
Yeah, like what do you eat that's human?
Oh, Shannon, I'm a sugar addict, and I fight that battle every day. I really do. But you know what? I allow myself to have a little bit of that because, I try to eat like 90-10. 90% of the time I eat well, and then I allow myself to have some things that, are, off the spectrum of what I would choose. Because we're here to enjoy our life. And interestingly, it becomes less and less that I want to have something in that realm of the sugar realm. But I also allow myself to do it, and I don't deny myself because, I'm trying to live my life every day to just have it be a good life. And, I just don't really want to say, I can't do that. I choose to do that. And then I choose to work with, eating healthy things after that and and then work with exercise. But yep, I'm a sugar addict, and I have cravings to go into your store and pick up those delicious cakes.
We'll have to work together on a healthy cupcake or cookie for people.
My name is Jeff Sylvia, and I am a chocoholic, I must admit. And to the Godfather,
Chocolate's good for you.
She loves my leopard skin mankini. Don't let her fool you.
Oh, God. Someone's watching the chat.
Yeah, we are watching the chat, and we have some good comments in the chat.
Chocolate's good for you. I mean, Kai, you got to agree. I mean, they say that chocolate is good for the heart and the mind.
Cocoa is a superfood.
Yeah.
But when it's mixed with sugar, it becomes an acidic product instead of an alkaline product. And when we acidify our bodies, then what we do is we create inflammation in our body. So that's what all of these healthy greens and the vegetables and the fruits are trying to do, is to get us away from that acidic environment, which are processed and sugared foods. And these inflammatory conditions are rampant in our society nowadays. The heart disease, the arthritides, all of our arthritises are inflammatory disorders. Our bowel disease, are all inflammation in the body. And what we really have learned is that this acidic world that we live in, that we drink, sodas, and we eat processed foods, and we do plenty of sugar, high fructose corn syrup, is changing our inside of our body. The pH of our body is on the acidic side, and we then create disease. And this is the chronic diseases that you're seeing that are literally rampant in our world.
Absolutely. And we only have a couple minutes left, actually 1 minute left, so we're going to have to wrap this up. But I want to thank you so much for coming on with us. I want you to have time to come on with us again, because this is something that I think we should take further. Health and wellness is not something that we can just cover in a half an hour. It's kind of like your pool. If you don't get the proper balance, the water turns green. You don't want to get in it. It smells like shit. It looks like shit. You don't want to have anything to do with it. So it's kind of the same thing with your body, as far as putting the right things in, getting the results that you want, feeling the way that you do. And Kai, we have so much more to talk about. I think that we're going to make a regular segment here of health and wellness, and we'd love to have you come back and join us.
Sure.
All right. Very cool. Shannon, on behalf of you and me and everybody here at Pair Rock TV, we want to thank everybody for coming out and joining us tonight. And if you like what you see, tell your friends. We'd love to have them come too. A lot of great stuff going on here every day of the week on Pair Rock TV. Coming up next, guys, it's the Paranormal Revolution with our friends Eric Singleton and Sean Litton. On behalf of Shannon and myself, our guest Kylie Rose, and everybody here at Pair Rock TV, thanks for joining us, guys.
admit you got your claws in me.
This is Para Rock TV.